Hello and welcome. I'm so excited that you have joined us today. We are going to have a fantastic educational program for you, as always. And my guest today is Matt Clark, and he has helped over 1,700 entrepreneurs in amazing amounts of time to get crazy, massive results, literally to change their life. He is the founder of The Virtual Edge, and he and his team coach and they consult and they help business owners just like you, entrepreneurs just like you, to create systems to help you increase your prices up to 5 times and free up at least 16 hours a week. Who doesn't want that? I'm excited and ready to take notes, and also to convert clients effortlessly. So today I've asked him to come and to share with us how to get more clients, how to make those clients actually worth more for you, and how to get those clients to invest and reinvest more so that you get to build more of a sustainable business, sustainable growth. And also important, since I always talk to you about this, is having more of a lifestyle business while you're massively impacting clients. So please say a big Heartrepreneur welcome to my guest, Matt Rainmaker Clark. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Terry, and I'm excited to be here today to share some stuff that's like really close to our heart that, we've been working super hard on over the past couple of years, and we've really put our, heart and souls into this and our lives into this. And, my business partner has put his hair into this as well, so he's got no hair left on his head. I think it's partly because of me and partly because of the work, but we had a lot of fun on the way as well.
Awesome. Well, you and I had a conversation recently, and I was so blown away by the conversation that I said, oh my gosh, you have so much value. I want you to be here and to share with us. So I'm going to actually turn this over to you and allow you to give us your value, which I know you will deliver.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I am looking forward to bringing this to you guys. So first of all, welcome everybody. And I'd love to hear and see if you can hear me and see me in the chat. This may or may not work, and I'll just kind of judge and adjust how we do this based on if the comments are flying in and if you guys are having a great time. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me or see me. Excellent. I can see Ben. I can see Terry. Okay, awesome. If you can hear me and see me, let me know. All right, I just want to kind of judge what the delay is as well. Anyways, while that is coming up, I want to introduce you to something today that we've poured our heart and souls into, as I said before. When Terry and I had a conversation the other week, we were speaking really about how deep can we go on LinkedIn. So I know that Terry teaches a lot in how to build like real connections with people using Facebook and how to build those Facebook groups. And she's done an incredible job and built an incredible tribe there as well. Yes, I'm getting all of your yeses coming through as well. That's fantastic. So I see there is a bit of a delay. So what I'd really love from you guys today as I'm going through this is to comment as we're going through and as things are popping up for you. All right. And things that are really resonating with you, let me know, because I'm going to be moving through this and I don't want to get stuck with the delays. So with that, let's jump into this. We decided, how could we take you through a journey of going deep using LinkedIn? And not just the same, strategies and tactics that everyone's teaching out there, which is, reach out, do organic outreach, connect with them, hit them up on DMs hard, spam the hell out of them, and hopefully they're going to convert. And we all know that that just never really happens. So I want to take you through a bit of a different journey today. And I want to introduce you to what we call the Clients from LinkedIn 2022 and 2023. I want to take you through what's actually working today. We're using this in our business with massive success. Our clients are using this with massive success. And I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes that I see that coaches and consultants make that are costing you at least $20,000 per month. And more importantly, how you can solve them. So first of all, I'd like to just say a big thank you to Terry for inviting me on to share this with you. And I love the connection. I love the heart connection, and I love what you're doing with your people. So I just want to thank you. A big thanks from me to bringing me on and sharing this with your tribe. So if you're in a place right now where you are tired of hustling super hard to get clients, maybe you've got those high value clients who you're struggling to find on other platforms. You're in a place where you've got no leverage, no scale, and you feel like you're putting everything into this business and it's not getting you to where you want to go. You're tired of doing cold DMs. You're tired of spamming people. It doesn't excite you to wake up in the morning to see, oh, how many DMs can I send out and how much spam can I hit people's inbox with? You are tired of not standing out and you don't have a professional brand that is sticking out from the crowd. You're tired of these cookie cutter approaches where people are saying, just do this and this is the thing that'll really work for you. And you're tired of struggling for quality leads. And when I say quality leads, I mean people who are actually going to buy from you and struggling to convert those leads into paying customers. So this is for you if you're in a place whereby you want to build real, meaningful connections with the people that are going to become your tribe or the people that are already in your tribe or in your network. If you want to build a full pipeline of ideal clients that are going to put their hands up and say, yes, I'm ready to work with you. And sometimes some of them will do it right now. Some might be in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever the case is, to really have a full sales pipeline that you can pick and choose who you want to work with. If you want clients buying from you now, right, and not just delaying, but buying from you today. If you want to be able to work less to get new clients and focus on quality over quantity, if you want to become the expert leader, that thought leader, that authority in your field, so that when people think of the problem that you solve, they think of you. And if you're really looking to build a professional brand, you're going to love what you're going to see today, right? Because we've helped to develop systems that actually are simple and that actually work for you to generate more leads and to convert more of those leads into paying customers and then to scale it from there. So what I'm going to take you through today is I'm going to take you through the 3 biggest mistakes that we see coaches and consultants make. And we specifically work with business coaches and consultants. So this is tailored specifically for you guys. I'm going to show you what's actually working in 2022 and that's going to carry through to 2023 because we're just scratching the surface here. I'm going to share with you a different approach to LinkedIn lead generation, something that most people haven't even thought of doing, or it's not even in their realm just yet. I want to share with you a bigger picture, not just the go out and get a lead and have a conversation and hopefully turn them into a client, but how you can really build this thing for scale and to build your business sustainably going into the future. I'm going to show you how to get quick wins as well as build the long-term wins. I'm going to share with you some case studies of some clients that have done really, really well. So if that is resonating with you so far, put a heck yeah in the chat, or even give me a heart in the chat so that I know that we are on the right page and on the right point here. Yep, so happy to have me. Yeah, thanks so much. Yep, get a notepad. We're going to cover some stuff. Heck yeah, absolutely love it. All right, so I want to introduce you to something that I call the iceberg. All right, and what happens on the iceberg is typically you only see a portion of this thing sticking out of the water. All right, so here's what most people are doing, right? Most people, when they're trying to get leads on LinkedIn, they're doing a few things. They're focusing on cold outreach. They're focusing on automation tools, right? To buy back time, okay? Or in the hope that it's going to buy back time. They're focused on punting out as much content as possible and not really focusing on engagement. And they're really putting a big focus on your profiles. Your profile has to be perfect. Now, that's the old way of doing it. And that's what's been working for us for a long time. But what we found is that this is just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, it's only just scratching the surface. And if you want what's actually working and what's actually going to take you into the future, not just now in 2022, but 2023 and beyond. So what's working now is LinkedIn events, right? So getting people to an event and selling at scale. What's working now is round tables, right? Where you get a group of people in that feel like they are your peers and we're in a group of peers and they can openly discuss what's really going on in their business. What's working now is layered targeting, where you can specifically target the ideal clients that you want. And I'm going to break down for you how it works in terms of demographics, psychographics, and what we call company graphics. What's working now is having aligned offers that solve the big problems for your ideal clients. What's working now is having real case studies where clients can see how you help them grow and how you're going to help them get from point A to point B. What's working now is webinars, right? What we call the content operating system, okay? Ask interviews. And I'm going to run through all of the stuff a little bit deeper as we go through this. And what's working now is having a professional brand. Not just a profile that's up there, but a real professional brand that represents what you do. You want to be able to show your clients how you get them from point A to point B in the shortest period of time. Okay. So when you look at this, here's what I want to know from you. All right. There's a lot that is going on and there's a lot that you can do to get this done. Now, different people are going to need different things at different stages, depending on your offer, depending on what your network looks like, depending on your ability to take that to the next level. The question that I've got for you is, are you currently generating clients from LinkedIn? Right? I'd love to know in the chat. Are you currently generating clients from LinkedIn? What is the strategy that you are using? So simple, just yes or no, are you generating clients currently from LinkedIn? All right, this is where it gets exciting. The second question I've got for you is, are you currently running events? Or have you thought of using events as a strategy to get new clients? Right? The third question is, are you making what you know that you are capable of? I'd love to hear in the chat. So as you're writing this down, are you generating clients from LinkedIn? Are you running events? And are you making what you know you are capable of? If you've answered no to any one of those, right, you're going to love what we're going to show you today. You need to listen up and take some notes, because I'm going to give you some strategies that are going to take your business to the next level. Now, quick footnote on this, all right? We've got an hour together and I'm going to give you as much as I can in the time that we've got. We are also scheduling another webinar where we're going to be going deeper into some of these strategies, and I can pull back the curtain and show you what that actually looks like on the inside. I'm going to fly this going around here, right? Do you want to add something, Terry?
I just want to say I'm taking notes like crazy. So I just want to say thank you and keep on going. This is amazing.
Absolutely love it. And so we're going to get as much as we can. And today, my big goal for you here is to give you a bigger picture and a different way of thinking about this, because this is not going to be your typical cold outreach strategy. So as we dive into this, right, I want to share a little bit about my background. And this is not going to be a whole long sub story that you normally hear, but just to share with you my journey so you can connect the dots as to why we are where we are today and how we've helped so many people. You see, when we started, we used to charge by the hour. We were implementing Infusionsoft campaigns for people, running marketing campaigns. We pretty much did whatever people wanted as they wanted it. We were working 12 to 18-hour days across different time zones, and people were paying us by the hour. So what would happen was some months we'd do really, really well, make a lot of money, and then some months it would be down to like 0 or 5,000. Then we got to like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 0. And it was exhausting. You know, by the time you look back over a year of what you've done, you think, oh my gosh, for the money that I've made and the effort that I've put in, like, is it really even worth it? We had no monthly recurring revenue from clients. We were constantly chasing new clients, and we were wearing too many hats. I mean, I was in sales, I was in marketing, I was in delivery, I was in ops, I was in training, I was in absolutely every part of the business, and it wasn't sustainable. In fact, I landed completely burning myself out and getting Crohn's disease and landing up in hospital, but that's a story for another day. I've managed to fix myself and I'm super healthy, by the way. And we tried everything, right? We tried running live events. We set up events in Australia and we flew over to Australia to run events there. We did events in the US and South Africa. We lowered our price points. We went and sold 997 programs that would then go into high ticket. We tried custom coaching approaches where we would charge per hour and charge packages. We tried JVs, partnerships. We tried running ads on platforms like Facebook and YouTube. We had accounts shut down and just like nothing seemed to be working, and it was very frustrating. We tried going down the content route and posting tons of content out, not getting engagement and getting stuck at every corner. And it just felt like time and time again, the more we dove into this, the more we kept hitting a wall and the more we were changing our business model to reach it. What I realized was that, and I think Einstein said this, if you do the same thing expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. So we realized we had to get out of this insane cycle and reassess what we were doing. And so we focused on 3 key areas. Number 1 was our positioning. So how are we positioned in the marketplace? What was our offer? Who are we attracting? The second piece is the outreach, which is how do we find and connect with these ideal clients and bring them into our world and start a real meaningful relationship with them. And the third piece was events, right? This is the bigger picture. This is how you scale everything right now. So as we did that, we started implementing this. And since then, we've made massive strides and we've been able to build something that is exciting, not just for us, because our mission is to create simple strategies to help coaches and consultants grow and make it easy as not simple, but simple as in step by step. And so where we are today, we built a 7-figure coaching business. We absolutely love it. We love our clients love the training. We've served over 1,700 clients in 26 countries. We've built a business that we love, and we've helped our clients build businesses, more importantly, that they love. And we've built an automated lead system that requires minimal effort to actually get it up and running. And I've managed to speak on stages around the world. And the most important thing is we've been able to take these systems that we built for ourselves and create it in a simple way that we can plug into our client's business, right? It's a lot of fun. The reason I shared that with you is because I want to let you know that you can do this too. Right? Wherever you're at right now, whether you're at the starting stage doing, less than 25K a month, or whether you're at the growing stage being, 25 to 100,000, or whether you're at the scaling stage doing 100,000 plus, you can do this. There is a strategy that I'm going to show you today that is going to be right for you. Okay? So as we dive into this, and maybe before we even get to that, maybe you can share with me what is one thing that you've been looking at that I've shared with you today that has popped out for you. I see Terry's going nuts. Heck yeah, hot, love it. Okay, cool. Most are watching Facebook group and won't show here. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to continue if that's okay then, guys. I'm not going to look for the comments. So the question was, and maybe this is something that you can think about, what is one takeaway from what I've shared with you so far that you could implement in your business? Okay, maybe you need to reassess what it is that you're doing. Maybe it is that you need to think about how you can solve one big problem for one ideal client. Maybe it's you need to think about what platforms you're using and how do you maybe even integrate those platforms. I'm going to show you something really cool on that in a moment. So there's 3 big mistakes that I see when coaches and consultants are out there trying to get clients. The first big mistake is focusing on quantity over quality. And what that means is spamming out, trying to hit as many numbers as possible, connecting with as many people as possible, and really attacking the marketplace. Not caring about who you're connecting with, focusing on, I have to have 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 people that I'm connected to. Instead of actually looking at it from another perspective, where the more I repel the people I don't want, the more I attract the people that I do want. And when you focus on that, you start thinking about who are the people in my network and how can I actually start deleting people from my network instead of adding people to the network. The second biggest mistake I see is having misalignment. And what that means is trying to be everything to everybody, all right? We've got something that we call solving the power of one, right? So solve one big problem for one ideal client and become the go-to expert for that. Because that's going to help you with your brand, your messaging, your positioning, your offer, your Facebook group, and the work that you're doing with Terry right now as well. And everything that you do, getting that alignment is so critical. And the third biggest mistake I see is not having a sales process. You want to know, once a lead comes in and is generated, what are the exact steps that you need to take and what are the exact things that you need to say that are going to move them from point A, which is being a lead and being someone that's interested in what you do, to point B, which is becoming a paying customer of yours. So ask yourself the question, which of these mistakes are you making right now? Which of these mistakes is your biggest mistake that you're making right now? Maybe it's all three of them, in which case it's absolutely okay. It gives you a starting point on what you need to be working on first. Okay, that's what this is designed to do. So I want to talk about the opportunity and where is this thing actually going, and why do we care about LinkedIn so much? We know we've built our entire business around, I wouldn't say we built it around this platform, but we've built a lot of it through LinkedIn. We do utilize some of the other platforms as well, but every single time we've come back to this, LinkedIn has been the winner every time. If we've been in stages whereby we've had dips in our revenue, we go back to LinkedIn and pick up some clients. If we've had stages where we've tried another strategy and it hasn't worked, we go back to LinkedIn and we pick up some clients. So we've gone really deep with this, and here's why. Because there are over 850 million members on LinkedIn currently, almost 1 billion members on LinkedIn, right? The exciting part is that 45% of those are active monthly, which means you have a big pool to actually market in. 80% of those, 80% of B2B leads that are actually generated in today's market come from LinkedIn, versus Twitter, which is 13%, and Facebook, which is 7%. Which means that if you are not using LinkedIn to generate B2B leads, it is 8 to 10 times harder than if you went on this platform and actually started using this. And I'm going to show you how you tie it in with what you're doing with your Facebook groups as well, if that's part of your strategy. 45% of article readers are in high-level positions. And what this means is that if you're looking for CEOs, if you're looking for decision makers, people who can actually buy what you have, who can afford your products or services, they're reading articles. Which means that if you're not posting articles, you're missing out on a massive, massive opportunity to get in front of those right people, because they're going to take the time to sit and read the content that you're putting together. But LinkedIn generates 3 times more conversions than Facebook and Twitter, and we see this in ads as well. So you can get cheaper ads running Facebook, you can get cheaper ads running YouTube. The ad cost on LinkedIn is more expensive, but they convert a lot faster, and also their spend is a lot higher. So we've seen on average a 7 to 9 times return on ad spend for the money that we put into LinkedIn, which means that for every dollar we put in, we get $7 to $9 out. Think about that. The question then comes, how can I spend more money and more time on this platform if those are the returns that I'm getting? Your ads, your cost per lead is cheaper because they convert 10 times faster as well. So what does this all mean, and why is it important to you? Well, it's important because LinkedIn is the leader for B2B businesses in 2022, and in 2023, it's only growing more and more. Their goal, I think by 2025, is to hit 3 billion users. I think they might be a little behind in their projections, but I am along for the ride. I can tell you that much for sure. But you can get leads and grow your business in absolutely any industry, right? And if you're in coaching or consulting, this is the prime platform to do this on. And if you use some of the strategies which I'm going to show you today, it's going to take your game to the next level. And you can put in time or money. So you might be in a place right now where you're growing your business and you've got more time and you want to be putting the time, energy, and effort in, you can do that. If you've got a place where you've got some money and you want to spend on ads, you can do that too. Or you can do a combination of both, which is what we do. You can break into new markets and expand internationally. And you can have one focus to generate all your leads from. Or add another stream of revenue into another stream of leads into your existing lead generation system in 3 simple steps. So let me share with you what is not effective on LinkedIn currently, and then I'm going to break down how the process works and what you need to be focusing on. So DMs and cold outreach is not as effective anymore. It does work, it's not as effective anymore. Untargeted noise, so throwing out content, throwing out spamming and putting in automation systems and reaching out to people that is not targeted, that's not focused, that's not specific, that's just creating noise in the marketplace is not effective. Then being needy and trying to attack the marketplace, trying to get as many leads as possible, get as many connections as possible, and not actually caring about the person on the other end of it is not effective in today's marketplace. Focusing on quantity over quality is a business killer. Your messages are off point. You're not going to be speaking to the right people. You're going to be attracting people with no money. Then what's happening is that as you start talking to some of these people, you start questioning yourself and doubting yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Is my product or service the right thing? And very often, am I charging the right price points? I say this because we've done this ourselves. And very often it's not your service, it's not your price point, it's not your offer, it's the people that you are talking to. You can have the most amazing offer, but if you put it in front of the wrong people, it's not going to go anywhere. What's not effective is having a weak professional brand, is not putting a stamp down and saying, this is what I do, this is who I serve, these are the results that people can expect when they work with me. Having case studies and testimonials, right? Showing people the path of how you get them from point A to point B. And if you can do that in a visual diagram, that's where you break free from looking the same as every other coach or consultant out there. Because here's the reality, guys, and I want to break this down because, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are some real things that we need to look out for and some real questions that people ask. The first thing is that LinkedIn is watching all of our moves, right? What I mean by that is it's not as bad as, Facebook or Alexa, or I'm not going to say the other one because she's going to start talking to me and interrupt the presentation. But those ones listen to you and they bring stuff up. Whereas LinkedIn is monitoring what you're doing on a day-to-day basis because their guidelines are built for networking. The guidelines are built for real connections, are built for meaningful conversations. Not going out there and trying to spam people and DM people like crazy and essentially blow people up. It's meant as a networking platform. So they watch you, and people, if they don't use it correctly, they get their accounts banned. The reality is that in today's day and age, people are, jaded, right? Maybe jaded is not the word, but they already know what's happening. And when you're reaching out and DMing them, they're expecting to get on a call, they're expecting you to make a pitch, they're expecting a sale. And when people are already going in with that mindset, it becomes a very difficult process and it doesn't become very fun for you or for them, right? They go on autopilot and you're trying to fight through the glass wall that they've put up. And the reality is that you need to do better, right? So I'm going to walk you through today a couple of core things that we do to help you do better and really give you a shift in mindset and a shift in strategy that can help take your game to the next level. So when we look at what does it actually take to get clients in 2022, as I said, there are 3 key areas, and I'm going to write this down. So I hope you guys can read my handwriting because I know it's not the greatest handwriting in the world. So hopefully you can completely understand what I'm putting out in front of you here. So there's 3 key things. Number 1 is position, right? How do you position yourself in the marketplace? The second piece of this is outreach. Now, I know this is a swear word to some people, and they hate the word outreach, and they don't want to do outreach in cold DMs, but here's the reality. The reality is that you need to go and find them. They're not going to magically come to you. If you don't have a brand built, if you're not running ads, putting yourself out there, people are not going to come to you. Some of our best clients have been off of outreach, but we've got a very specific way in which we run that outreach to make sure that you're not spamming them like everybody else, but you're creating a real human connection. The third piece of this puzzle, and this is a piece that I'm very excited about, is events, right? And how do we scale using events? How do we grow this thing to the next level? Now, here's what happens. If you don't have your positioning right, you'll end up looking the same as everybody else out there, right? You're vanilla, you don't stand out. It's not exciting for them, and they don't know why they should connect with you. You'll also have no engagement, which means that you can be posting content until you're blue in the face, but no one's going to care and no one's going to engage with it. And the worst part about this is that no one cares about you and what you do. You may have the best product or service, you may be making the biggest impact, but if you're not able to show that to people up front so they can get excited about it now, none of it's going to matter. So what do we do, right? Let's go into outreach first, actually. So if you don't dial your outreach processes in, what lands up happening is that you have no prospects. So nothing in the pipeline, right? No pipeline, which means that you're constantly going to be on the hunt for new leads, new clients, and no one really likes that. And the worst part is you're not going to have any sales. No sales, no business. And if you don't master the event side of things, what happens is that you land up constantly doing everything one-to-one. So one-to-one sales, one-to-one events, one-to-one conversations, and you land up always hunting and trying to fill that pipeline, trying to fill your lead bucket. So the question comes in is, how do we solve this problem? All right. So when we look at positioning, there are two key drivers that are going to make your positioning work. The first key driver is having a professional brand. Right. So what does a professional brand entail? Well, there are three key areas that we focus on. So the first key area is your LinkedIn profile. All right. We want to make sure that's aligned, that people know how they're going to get results with you and what that actually looks like going forward. The second piece to your personal brand is having case studies and testimonials of happy clients and showing people how they can get results. And the third piece is to have an aligned offer that solves their exact problem in the way that they want it to be solved. Okay. When you look at your professional brand, if you had to take a look at these three stages, so having your LinkedIn profile super dialed in, having case studies and testimonials everywhere, and having an offer that connects the dots, that shows your ideal clients how you get from point A to point B, what would you rate yourself? Would you give yourself a 3 out of 3? Have you nailed every single part of that? Have you got one of the 3 or 2 of the 3? How would you rate yourself? So give yourself a little score for there. The second piece of your positioning is what we call the content operating system, right? And this little gem is a complete game changer. Imagine being able to take a piece of content from work that you are already doing, and this is where the magic lies, is taking content from work that you're already doing, structuring it over a week, so you're breaking it down, where you only have to present one piece of content once a week, right? We'll do one live video once a week. The rest of the time, you build it into frameworks and systems. You build it into frameworks, and then you teach people how to use those frameworks. Then once a week, you jump on a call. You then do a video on that, and this can all be done lives into your Facebook group or onto LinkedIn or onto email. We recommend doing it over all of the platforms. And you give them a call to action. It's a 10-minute video with a call to action to get them to book a call with you, right? Or purchase, or whatever it is, whatever your goal is. Now, here's the secret to this. You want to make sure that you are so targeted with your content at solving the exact problems that your ideal clients have. Because the more you repel the people that you don't want, the more you're going to attract the people that you do want. Okay? And this is something that you can turn on once a month or twice a month, and it will take you between 20 to 30 minutes a week to craft this entire thing. You have your content operating system, and you are generating leads and generating sales from it. It gets very exciting. Then, when we start looking at outreach, there are two key drivers. So to get your positioning dialed in, you want to have your professional brand, which is your LinkedIn profile, case studies and testimonials, and an aligned offer. You also want to have your content operating system, which is going to position you as the thought leader. It's going to position you as the expert. It's going to take your clients down a journey instead of just trying to drop one thing in. Because I don't know about you, but one of my biggest challenges with content is, what the hell do I say from day to day or week to week without boring myself out or stumbling over my words, or how do we get this to work, or how do we make this happen? It becomes very difficult. Whereas if you've got a system that is predictable and repeatable that you can plug into and press play, and you know exactly what you're going to say on a weekly or bi-weekly or bi-monthly basis, it becomes a game changer for you. So now let's go to the swear word, which everyone tells me is outreach. Personally, I love outreach. I love finding people. I love connecting with people. I love diving deeper into who they are and what they need and what are the key things that are going to make them tick. How can they grow? How can they take their game to the next level? And where do I fit into the big picture of that? So when we look at outreach, the first piece of this puzzle is something called an ask interview. One of the biggest challenges, as we know in this game, and especially on LinkedIn, is that we get so many DMs on a daily basis of people just trying to sell us stuff. I can't even tell you how many times people have said to me, and I've received DMs like this as well, "Hey Matt, are you looking for LinkedIn services?" I'm like, "Are you guys kidding me?" You didn't even read my bio. Like, you don't even care. You're just spamming me, right? It's so untargeted and it's so spammy, but that gives people who've got a real valuable service to deliver and a deep connection to make. It gives us a real opportunity to connect with people on a deeper level. I was having a chat with my friend, Dr. Bob Berg. He wrote the book, The Go Giver. If you haven't read that book, it is absolutely incredible. And I did an interview with him on LinkedIn as well. And one of the things that we spoke about was, how do you get in front of these hard to reach clients? How do you get in front of CEOs, get in front of management, in front of decision makers, all of these people who are typically very difficult to reach? And the secret was very simple. You want to give something without any expectation, right? And this is where the magic comes in of the ask interview. We've gotten people and shown them how to get in front of people that they never would have got onto before. And you go into the ask interview, so it's a direct outreach, but you're not thinking in your mind, okay, I'm going to get on a call and try and sell something to somebody. We're going in with the mindset of, we're going in and connecting with them on a deeper level and finding out what's going on in their head. As return for that, we give them something of value. Okay, and we've got a whole structure on how to do that. But the ask interview is no expectation. You'll end up having an incredible conversation and building deep, meaningful connections. Which actually brings us to the next step, which is your meaningful connections. We always talk about this process of transformational versus transactional. I always want to focus on the transformational things because they take you a lot further. So in terms of meaningful connections, there's two things we focus on, which is layered targeting. Hope you guys can see my drawing and it makes sense. And the second piece is bringing them into a group or somewhere where you can build that connection further. So as an example, what Terry's doing with you guys, teaching you how to build it using Facebook groups, you can go and find these highly targeted people inside of LinkedIn where you can target their industry, the size of their company, the amount of money that they're making. You can target so many different things and then bring them into a place to nurture them, which means you build these meaningful connections. I want to show you how this layered targeting works. So there's 3 key areas that we focus on, which is the psychographics, the demographics, and what we call the company graphics. So what does the actual company look like? Now, when you get the psychographics and the demographics, when you get this piece aligned, what you get is the ideal person to speak to, so the person that you need to be connecting with. When you get the demographics and the company graphics aligned, you get the right company to speak to. And the more targeted you are, the better you are at this. When you combine these two, what you get is your perfect client. Right. And when you have your perfect client, what you've got is the right offer that is building meaningful connections with, that they want to give you, that they're happy, you're happy, and you're getting case studies and great marketing material from them. Okay? Which brings us to our third piece, where we start focusing on scale, which is the event side of things. Now, on the event side of things, there are 2 key areas that we focus on. And the first area is what we call round tables. Imagine being able to bring a group of your ideal clients into one place, and I'm talking a small group, 5 to 10 people, whereby they can be in a group of their peers and you're connecting with them on a deep level. Then you walk them through a structured approach, and at the end of that, some of them are popping up and saying, hey, Matt, or whatever your particular name is. You know, it would be crazy if all of your names were Matt. Hey, Matt, how do I work with you going further? In fact, one of our clients, Doug, we did a case study with him today, and he's been using this strategy. And you know, he sells programs that are $50,000. He does a whole done-for-you book writing process. And he's been constantly, you know, up and down in terms of his revenue. He was, you know, some months he'd do 50, some months he'd do 100, then he'd have some months that are just like 0 consecutively. He's been constantly hitting between $50 and $100,000 every single month, averaging at about 80. We helped him introduce a different offer that could, you know, that wouldn't waste some of the leads that are coming in. And last month he did $200,000 in revenue just from roundtables. That's how effective this is, right? It is incredible to bring your people in where there's no expectation and they ask to work with you afterwards. And then the last piece of this puzzle is doing LinkedIn events, doing webinars, you know, which are short and to the point, 45 minutes to an hour max, and lives, all to build engagement. When you combine all of these, what starts happening is that you go from a place where you're looking the same as everybody else and having no engagement, no one cares, no prospects, no pipeline, no sales, having one-on-one sales and always hunting. You go from a place where you now start having an inspired brand that creates an impact. You start attracting clients that would normally never come to you. You'll start having a full sales pipeline where you can pick and choose who do you want to work with. You'll have more lead flow, tons more sales coming in, right? And what gets exciting here is you now start doing group selling, which means you're now more leveraged. You start becoming more of a thought leader and people start getting attracted to you and start following you in your work. And you start getting a lot more opportunities created. I haven't even begun to speak about joint ventures, partnerships, speaking on stages, media opportunity, that all falls within this. I mean, there's so much that you can do with this. Because when you get all of this dialed in, and then you add this little piece called ads on top of it, it allows you to scale like crazy. I know I moved pretty fast. Holy cow. Okay, I know I moved pretty fast, and my goal for today was not to try and show you guys the insides of LinkedIn and how to set your profile up. You can go watch YouTube videos for that. I've got free trainings for that I can give to you guys to go and do all of that. I wanted to give you today a completely different way of thinking about what is actually possible with this platform and what you can do. We are doing this ourselves in our business, and it is absolutely killing it. Our clients are doing this and absolutely killing it. We're getting more and more people who are getting bigger and bigger results using simple strategies. So I want to share with you one quick case study that I think that you would like. I'm conscious of time as well, and I want to make sure that you can see this in real time. I shared with you Doug, who went from 50K to 100 to 200K. We've got tons of case studies. But Brian is a leadership coach, and what he does is he helps professionals who are, earning over 120,000, and he helps them increase their income by 41% in 90 days. And his big problem was, number one, how he structured his offer. So he was charging $2,000 for a 10-week program, and he was delivering everything one-on-one. He was getting a lot of leads, but they were really poor quality leads. And he was wasting time. He was wasting time with people that were never going to buy from him because he hadn't qualified the process. Number one, he didn't have a proper sales process in place. And number two, he wasn't targeting the right people. So he was sitting wasting all his time in his business. He was stuck at like the $20,000 a month mark and just couldn't break through there. He'd been stuck in there for years. And so what happened was, he's working all the time. He's not spending time with his wife. He had no time for family, and just like really pulling his hair out and not enjoying his business because of all this other stuff going on. He wasn't profitable because all of his money that was coming in was going into, he had house projects, but he also was putting it back into the business. So he wasn't even paying himself a salary on $20,000 a month. So we made two tweaks, two very important tweaks to his business. Number one was his professional brand. And we focused specifically on targeting only ideal clients, right? This was absolutely critical to this. So making sure that his offer resonates with him. He's got the case studies and testimonials up, and his profile is set up in the right way, and he's targeting the right kind of people. We then helped him implement the client enrollment system, which is how he then qualifies people and walks them from being a lead to becoming a client. Right? We used the Ask interviews to determine who was the ideal client and the perfect process that he wanted. This then created the meaningful conversations, and he even brought people onto roundtables and invited them onto his program from there. But here's what happened when you align these pieces of the puzzle. First thing is that we 2.5 times his pricing. So he went from $2,000 to $5,000. He went from 10 one-on-one calls in his delivery to one one-on-one call, and the rest was leveraged. He now only speaks to buyers because he specifically qualifies each and every single person that comes in. And he's now hit 100K months. He's got more time with his family. So he's got more clients, but he's actually got more time because of how the business is structured and how his process is structured to get more clients. And he's got more money. He's finally started paying himself a salary. He's got more security and impact. And by the way, he went from 20K a month to 100K a month within a space of 2 months. His biggest lessons was that, number one, being a specialist is the only way, right? And results really happen fast when you have the right system, and that you need to create your own results. If you're waiting for the market to change, or if you're waiting for COVID to be finished, or if you're waiting for live events to come back, right, you are waiting for the wrong thing. You need to create your own economy, right? It's not going to happen without you actively driving it. And I want to play a quick video for you, so hopefully you guys can hear this.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Wesley. Happy to be here to share this with y'all. So before starting the program, I had an offer that was really something I was trying to make appeal for everyone on LinkedIn. And that was a huge mistake. So it was causing me to spin my wheels a lot. And I wasn't having the conversations in a really targeted fashion. Now through the video client testimonials, the ask campaigns, I'm really diving into one tiny group of product management executives. And ever since doing that, things have just completely taken off. So last month we did 100 grand, which is our largest month by far. The LinkedIn services page where I get all my inbound leads, this is 40 to 60 inbound, just free sort of leads every day. Out of the 40 to 60, there's only going to be 1 or 2 people that fall into my target client right now, that ideal client, that product executive. But now those 1 or 2 are clearly seeing the information from me in the follow-up emails, in the conversations, and it's like, this is my guy, this is so clear. And so now the conversion on those people who are in the target group are just closing so much easier, so much better. They feel like this is definitely my guy. Like, why do I even need to have other calls?
Gotta love the YouTube, the graphics, the thumbnails that they put up. Isn't that exciting? And everything I've been telling you today and walking you through, the case studies, the professional brand, the qualifying people, focusing on the power of one, making sure that you're targeting the right kind of person, you've got an aligned offer. These are all the key pieces to the puzzle. Brian went from $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month just doing this, and he's not even doing events. That's the crazy part. So the reason I shared everything with you today was because there are going to be people who are at different stages, all right? Some of you are going to be needing more of the positioning. Some of you are going to be needing more of the outreach. Some of you are going to need the events, right? If you are in a place right now and you want to take your game to the next level and you want to see the inside of what this looks like, I want to invite you to do 2 things. And I've cleared this with Terry, so I want to give you guys something of even more value today, if that's okay. I'm sure you don't mind. We're going to do 2 things. We're working on doing another webinar soon where I'll actually take you into the back end of some of the stuff and I'll show it to you. So make sure to look out for that. But for today, I want to do
All right, we lost Matt. Hopefully he'll be back in a moment. Here he is. Let me add him back in. Don't know where you disappeared to, but you're back. Good.
Don't know either, but yes, I'm back. I think I pressed the wrong button there. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, cool. So first thing is look out for the webinar coming up. I'm going to give you guys even more stuff and show you the back end of some of these things and how they work. But I also realized that some of you are looking at this today and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, how do I implement this in my business? So I want to give you an opportunity to come and have a chat with us, right? This is not a hardcore pitch fest where we're going to, beat you over the head if you don't sign up with us right now. But I want to give you an opportunity to come and have a conversation with us and see if there is an alignment of values, if we like each other, and if we can truly help you. Right? If we can't, we'll let you know and point you in the right direction. If we can, we can discuss what that looks like. So here's the deal. Over the next 100 days, I think it's probably about 80 something days now, we're giving away $1.5 million of value. Here's how it works. So there are going to be 200 people that we're going to be giving money away to. When I say money, I'm going to say it's not actual money. Let me show you this here very quickly. Okay, so when I say money, what I'm talking about is how it's going to work. We're going to do 200 people over 100 days. We've already had 28 of these spots taken, so whatever the amount is left after that. We're going to give away $7,500 value of to each person. So here's how it works. 28 of those are already gone. What we're going to do is it's not a private advisory session. It is a growth strategy session to the value of $1,500. Because I truly believe that the Rainmaker system is the greatest B2B coaching and consulting growth training that you can use on LinkedIn that's ever been created. And I want to prove it and I want to have some fun with it as well. So we're doing something a little bit crazy. So every single day, 2 new people will get a private growth strategy session with myself or our head coach, Samantha. And you're also going to get access to unreleased training to the value of $6,000. We haven't released this anywhere else, only in this group. And the last time I gave it away was on our webinar a week ago, right? So you guys are getting really front-end access to this. So why am I doing this? I'm going to introduce you to Sam, so you'll either speak directly to me or to Sam. Why am I doing this? Well, I know that, let me see, I think my slides are a little messed up here. Okay, yeah, so it is a little bit messed up, but that's fine. Let me actually show you what it looks like. So here's what the growth strategy session will look like. The first thing we'll do is we'll audit your current level. Like, we'll see where you're at right now, what's going on, what are your goals, your positioning, your niche, your offer. So we know what's possible for you in terms of monthly income, impact, and sustainable growth. We'll then take a look at your current situation, so your lead flow, your lead quality, and your sales process. So we know what's working, what we're working with. We'll then uncover the number one roadblock and whether you need, depending on which strategy you need, if you need the positioning, outreach, or the events, or a combination of them that's going to get you to your next level. And then we're going to pick the next right move that's going to help you get there. So you can have more sustainable growth, massive impact with your clients, and the lifestyle that you deserve. You're going to walk away feeling like you've got absolute clarity and confidence on exactly what your next right step is. And so you'll get immediate access to this unreleased training as well. So the question comes in is like, what is in this thing, right? Well, we're going to give you client interviews. So where I worked with a client to dial in his ideal client in his messaging. I'm going to take you behind the scenes of how we run the specialized targeting with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I'm going to give you the training of 10 perfect prospects in 5 days, the 1-page offer worksheet, recording of sales calls I've done, sales scripts and how to use them, webinar recordings on the signature offer, on LinkedIn events, on automation, and clients from LinkedIn. I'm going to give you a productivity training so that you can get back a day a week. The online business toolkit so you can start, grow, or run a business in any market. And the 10-minute talk that made us $180,000. And some case studies of some really awesome people. So the question comes in is, why am I doing this? Well, here's what I know, is that almost all of you will become fans after going through this and spread the word better than I can. Many of you will want my help and actually join the Rainmaker system. I'm going to be completely upfront with you, and I make $800,000 by first giving away $1.5 million in value. So I make money by giving away a ton of value. And honestly, consulting is my favorite thing to do. I love helping people break through and get to the next level. And honestly, it's going to be way more fun than doing, for us, it's way more fun than doing these selfie posts and trying to get people that way. So here's why you should do this, so that you don't accidentally just go and waste the rest of the year going down the wrong path. So you can get inspired by new ideas and maybe even break out of a rut if that's where you're at. And personal advice from me is better than ice cream on a hot day, right? And honestly, you'd just be insane not to. But I want to make sure that this is the right thing for you and it's the right thing for us, and there's going to be alignment. So if you'll be disqualified if you are completely brand new and have new clients, if you've never sold anything in your life or you don't want to, if like it's, sales is a swear word to you, if you're scared of growth, right? And if you're expecting a magic pill, it's not going to be a good fit. I want to make sure that we can truly, genuinely help you, and we'll do everything in our power to do that, right? So you need to be in business, have a vision, and want to jump up a few levels. So here's what you can do next. Is normally it's $1,500. We are not charging at all today. You can go to the link over here, which hopefully someone on my team can drop that in, or I'll drop that in for you afterwards, right? And come and have a chat with us, right? Worst case scenario, we get together, you don't like what you hear, you let me know that. I'll even send you $20 for tacos, like lunch will be on me. It's literally never happened, so I'm more than happy to say that. Best case scenario, we like each other, there's alignment of values. You want to figure out how you can get some help going forward, in which case we can show you a couple of options. And if you decide to work with us, amazing. We'd love to help you. We'd love to help you break through to that next level. If this is the right thing for you to do, I would be incredibly excited to show you down that path and take you there. So go and book a growth strategy session. You'll get the 30 to 45 minute growth strategy valued at $1,500, the unreleased training with all of that content in valued at $6,000. I think it's over almost 15 hours of content. Total value is $7,500. Today only, there is no charge. This is something very special just for Terry and your group. So how it works is that show up to the call and we will give you the training on the call. So make sure you get there and we'll give you access to the training on the call. Whether you decide to work with us or not, either way is cool. All you got to do is show up and get that value and change your life. So I hope this has been super valuable for you guys. I will drop the link in the chat. With any questions, Terry?
So I didn't see any questions. I saw several people saying this is super valuable. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
And I'm sitting here saying, well, LinkedIn hadn't been my jam. And then I said, up until now. And it just made, probably in the almost 33 years I've been in this industry, you just made the most incredible offer that I've heard anyone, and I really mean this, I'm saying it from my heart, ever give out. I'm saying to everyone here, I am taking advantage of this. I think you're a little cuckoo if you don't take advantage of it. What I know about Matt based upon the education and training we've provided. So gang, make sure that you take advantage of it. The link is right here for you. We'll drop it into all the places where this video is later. And get on and let's all start blowing away our businesses using LinkedIn and using it the right way, not with all of these pitchy DMs that everyone else is using. Matt, I just want to say thank you. I can't wait till we actually do the full-blown webinar because based on today, blew me away again.
I love it. And, you know, I think the thing I love the most is how much synergy there is between what you do and what we do. And like, I'd really love to see people, how I can show them how to connect those two together. So thank you so much for bringing me on. I hope that was super valuable and I delivered the goods today. And I can't wait for the next one.
You sure did. Thank you, all of you who have joined us. Those of you who are watching the replay later, go to the links, schedule some time, and increase your business success. All right, bye for now. Thanks again. I appreciate you.
Bye.